Hello. Today I'm going to talk to you about writing an effective bio, something that's compelling to bring in your ideal client. Stay tuned to hear more. I have interviewed hundreds of healers, and as a group, these loving, generous, and kind individuals want to improve the welfare of our planet, affecting millions, if not billions, of lives. Amongst the frustrations these amazing healers express during our conversations are the ability to attract stable income to sustain themselves, the loss of their life force energy when working with others, and even the lack of confidence or the fear of failing because of the responsibility of the well-being of others. I've had these very same frustrations myself during my 30-year healing history. When the calling to heal got so strong, I had to retire from my 40-year physics career. I needed to replace my six-figure salary fast. Standard sales and business techniques didn't always work for me as a highly sensitive introvert. Through trial and error and studying with many coaches, I developed a 4-step system that replaced my salary within 5 months. I've helped others develop their successful healing businesses, and I can help you too. I'm Dr. Anastasia. Chopelas. Listen in to discover more. I'm so glad you came back. This is Dr. Anastasia Chopelas, and today, as I mentioned, I'm going to be talking about writing your bio and why that's so important. So your bio, aside from the front page of your website, is the most visited page on any website, the About page. And what should go in the beginning is your specialty, right? Like, what is your mission? Who are you healing? What is the thing that is going to draw your ideal client in? And then the next thing that you should be talking about is what was that bridge that you created for yourself, where you were before to where you are now. And not necessarily in chronological order. It should be just basically touching the high points. And because, there's a lot of years between point A and point B for most of us, right? And it could also be why you're doing the healing now. What is the big epiphany? What is the reason why you got into it? Like for me, I started out as a scientist, right? And the scientist in me kind of resisted for many years. No, I can't do that full time. I just can't do it. But the pull got so strong that it became something I couldn't not do. I had to. I must do it, right? And whenever somebody comes to me for help, and I can see that by the end of the session, like this happened on Monday, by the end of the session, a person that had fallen down some stairs and had really hurt themselves, broken their elbow and wrenched their back, was able to stand up without pain. And that was just like this big, amazing feeling for me, like I really helped, I made a difference, right? So these are the things that should go in that bio. And why it's so important that you do it, and you do it now, right? And then there's, something that I've been touching on in the last couple of videos or last couple of broadcasts, and that is what's different about you. I mean, obviously, you can tell what's different about me. There's not a whole lot of physicists that start healing, right? But what about you? What's different about you? What was going on before? What makes you unique? What makes your process unique, right? Because everybody has a unique process. And you may have learned from all these different healing teachers, but you have probably adapted it to what your process is and what you help. Some people will work with people that are in relationship trouble. Some of them will work out with people that are in money trouble. Some people will clear out their ancestral issues. Some people work with the Akashic records. Some people teach tapping, right? And also heal with tapping. So there are a lot of different modalities out there, but what makes you different? Do you combine several things together to create like a unique signature program? And then one thing to make sure is that you write out several versions of that biography, because they're going to go in lots of places. For example, on your Instagram page, you have just basically a few characters in there that you can put in. And in your Twitter page, you have a few more. And then in your Facebook page, you have a lot more. So you really need your bio everywhere. And if you're going to be interviewed on a podcast, let's say on my podcast, if you're going to be interviewed on a podcast, then you'll want approximately a 100 to 200 word bio. So here's what you'll need. You'll need a 25 word, a 50 word, 100 word, and a 200 word bios to fit in those various places. So I'll give you an example of what a possible bio would look like. Like for me, my mission is to help healers be able to grow their practices so they can help more people. And so in effect, what I'm doing is I'm helping more people. So I put that right up on right front and center. If you go to healersyou.com and you click on my about page, you'll see that that's there. And on that bio page, you should also include, what was the big reason for doing what you're doing and exactly what you do, what your specialty is, right? So that order will be very helpful. Then you should have an appointment link. And of course, you can get your appointment link at calendly.com. I don't earn anything by promoting that. It's just that they have a free calendar, right? And even the paid calendar isn't very much. It's just a few dollars a month. But the free calendar will help you get started. And you then create a link on your bio page is let's talk, right? Let's talk about it and let them go in. Or you could also have either or and. On mine it's an and. At the bottom it has, you can put in a little contact form for them to fill in and ask you questions. So if you have a question you'd like answered, that will allow them to do that. And that makes up a really good bio page. And some people even put below that, above the contact, below the bio, is all the kinds of offerings they have. So there's a place where they can click and go to a particular offering. Let's say you offer a free 20-minute consultation or a free 30-minute consultation. And then you have how much your sessions are. Book a session and you'll have the ability to put a session or book a package. Here are the various packages you offer. So those kinds of things would be really helpful to put on your about page, because remember, that is the place that's most visited. And this is what I haven't done, is you can also put a couple of testimonials on there. If you have testimonials from people, get their permission and tell them this is what you're going to write because this is what happened, and let them revise it if they want to, and then put it up there. They may revoke permission later, which I've had people do because they changed their minds, not because they didn't like me, it's because they're off doing other things and they'd rather not have that kind of a testimonial out there, right? So to recap, you're going to write out your story in as few words as possible, as succinctly as possible, but not in chronological order. And you're not going to start from your birth and you're not going to finish at the current time. What you're going to do is pick out the important points in your life, right? And you're going to, it doesn't have to be in chronological order, right? So you're going to write out your story very briefly. What was the thing that got you into healing? Your before and after, that can also be very brief. Why it's important that you do this now, and What's different about you than others? And right up front and center, it's what your mission is, like the big why, your mission, what it is you want to do by healing people. And some people say, well, I just want to make people feel better. That's great. You want to make as many people feel better as possible. For me, my mission was, before when I did the healing, was to bridge only healing. I do both now. Sorry. I do both now. So my mission was to bridge the gap between conventional medicine and energy medicine, right? Because there's a need for both, right? You can't treat chronic problems with conventional medicine as easily as you can treat it with energy medicine. But you need both. You need somebody to go and do the blood test, somebody to go and have your yearly checkup. I do that. I have my yearly checkup with my doctor. And, sometimes they uncover things, sometimes they don't. And then the energy medicine plays a big role in making you feel great, making you look great, making you have your memory intact, keeping your blood pressure down, making sure that cancer doesn't appear, all those things. And that includes how you eat, all that. You all know that, right? So bridging that gap, that could be something that you might want to think about, like helping people feel better naturally, right? That is a really important task. That's an important mission. Whatever your mission is, having people have great relationships, being released from all that emotional stress, helping people rebuild whatever it is. Some people it could be thyroid health, some people it could be migraines, some people it could be intestinal issues. Intestinal issues are really, really difficult, right? So, and a lot of people have them. So focusing on the one thing that was your big epiphany is going to make all the difference in the world. So that's all I have for today. So remember, the recap is that, writing your bio is really important. Do that now. Don't wait. Don't have it as an afterthought. Have it as a forethought, like really thought out. Revise it 100 times. And you'll keep revising it as you change and grow and evolve, right? And make sure that you put something compelling in there that's interesting, that people will gravitate to. I tend to attract, for example, people that have already studied something like nursing or medicine or some sort of integrative medicine, homeopathy, something. And that's who tend to gravitate towards me, and not the really, I don't want to say out there, but the people that are really speaking a different language than I am, let's just say. And there's a place for everybody. I am not being critical. I never am. But it's speaking a different language than I do. I'm very practical, being a physicist. And there are a whole range of healers. And I'm here to help all of you, no matter what your language is, right? And writing that bio is in your own language is going to attract the people that will gravitate towards you. So make sure you don't neglect the second most important page on your website and the most important thing under each of your social media profiles. Okay, thank you. I will see you next time. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me. If you found this message helpful, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up or a 5-star rating, and share it with your friends. To discover more about the 4-step system for attracting a generous income as a healer or an intuitive coach without burning out, sign up for my free training at www.highpaidhealers.com. I look forward to seeing you there and in the next video.